In the heart of a mystical land, three powerful wizards stand in a clearing. Each is renowned for their magical prowess, but today, they face a challenge that will test more than just their spellcasting abilities. This is not a battle of brute force, but a contest of wits, strategy, and a touch of luck. The wizards, let's call them Alara, Borin, and Cedric, find themselves locked in a magical standoff. Each wizard has a single spell prepared, and each spell is guaranteed to eliminate its target if it hits. However, the wizard's aim is not equal. Alara is the most skilled, hitting her target every time she casts. Borin is slightly less accurate, landing his spell 2 out of every 3 times. Cedric, while still formidable, only manages to hit his mark once out of every 3 attempts. The rules of the standoff are simple. The wizards will take turns casting spells at each other, one at a time, in a set order. Alara first, then Borin, then Cedric. The last wizard standing wins. But there's a catch. Each wizard wants to maximize their own chances of survival. So, what's the best strategy for each of them? Who should each wizard target, and when? As the contest begins, Alara steps forward. She knows that if she acts rashly, she might eliminate one opponent, but leave herself vulnerable to the other. If she targets Borin and succeeds, she'll face Cedric, who, though less accurate, will have a chance to strike back. If she targets Cedric and succeeds, she'll face Borin, who is more accurate than Cedric. But there's another option. She could intentionally miss her shot, forcing her opponents to make the next move. Why would Alara ever choose to miss on purpose? The answer lies in the delicate balance of power. If she attacks and eliminates one opponent, she becomes the immediate threat to the survivor, who will then focus all their energy on defeating her. However, if she misses, she gives Borin and Cedric the opportunity to target each other, potentially reducing the number of competitors without putting herself at direct risk. Let's imagine Alara chooses to miss. Now it's Borin's turn. Borin faces a similar dilemma. If he targets Alara, the most dangerous wizard, and succeeds, he'll then face Cedric in a one-on-one duel. But Cedric's accuracy is only 1 in 3, giving Borin a statistical advantage. If Borin targets Cedric and succeeds, he'll be left alone with Alara, who never misses, a far more dangerous scenario. Or, Borin could also choose to miss, hoping that Cedric will target Alara, the greatest threat. Now it's Cedric's move. Cedric, knowing he is the least accurate, must decide whether to target Alara, Borin, or also intentionally miss. If he attacks Alara and succeeds, he'll face Borin, who is more accurate than he is. If he attacks Borin and succeeds, he'll face Alara, who is undefeatable if she gets a chance to strike. But if both Borin and Cedric keep missing, eventually someone will have to make a move. This standoff is a classic example of game theory, where each participant must consider not only their own actions, but also anticipate the responses of their opponents. The optimal strategy for each wizard depends on the choices of the others. For Alara, the best move is to miss intentionally on her first turn. By doing so, she avoids becoming the primary target and increases the likelihood that her opponents will eliminate each other. For Borin, the strategy is more nuanced. If Alara misses, Borin should also consider missing, for much the same reason. If both Alara and Borin miss, Cedric is forced to act. Cedric, recognizing his disadvantage, might target the most dangerous wizard, Alara, or simply take his chances against Borin. As the turns progress, the tension mounts. Each wizard weighs their options, calculating the probabilities. If at any point one wizard eliminates another, the remaining 2 face off in a final duel. In a duel between Alara and Borin, Alara always wins, since she never misses. In a duel between Borin and Cedric, Borin has a 2/3 chance of winning. In a duel between Alara and Cedric, Alara again has the advantage. So, the paradoxical best move for the most accurate wizard is to hold back, letting the less accurate wizards battle it out first. By waiting, Alara maximizes her chances of surviving the standoff. The less accurate wizards, meanwhile, must decide whether to take their chances against each other or risk facing the unbeatable Alara. In the end, the Wizard Standoff teaches us that sometimes the smartest move is not to act immediately, but to wait, observe, and let your opponents make the first move. It's a lesson in patience, strategy, and the subtle art of outthinking your rivals, even when the stakes are life and death.